Hey everyone, and welcome back to another week of messages to help you during this time of reflection. If you are somebody who's doing your inner work right now, what are some messages that you need to receive? If you're not someone who's working on their energy or doing their inner work, maybe this is just great guidance, a quick energy check in that you might need for this week. So, anyway, let's go ahead and jump right in. This week we have two tarot cards. So, we have the King and Queen of Cups. Really interesting. I swear I shuffled the deck before I pulled these. But I think this is just kind of immediately what I'm getting is like maybe some of you already are leaders or are being asked to step into a position of leadership. And I think how can you sort of what I'm kind of feeling is like master your emotions, particularly around like working with other people, working within like large groups or like large communities. You might be kind of like asked or being tasked with stepping up to being a leader in those spaces. And I think, all about like empathy and like leading with emotion in a positive way. So maybe if you're doing your inner work, maybe there's just kind of like a lot of um, emotional events that might be coming up for you, or, you might be sort of like working through a lot of deeper emotions this week, or maybe have been leading up to this point. But again, it's about like kind of like taking control of that and really leading even within yourself. If you're not being asked to step up in a leadership capacity, how can you do some reflection and look within yourself to really take control of those emotions and really sort of like be the master of your own emotions. How can you not let things affect you kind of thing, in a positive way, obviously. So let's take a look at your oracle cards. Starting off, we have the aspirant, so ambition, diligence, and setbacks. So that's kind of interesting as we're talking about, some of you may be stepping up into like a leadership role, how your emotions might play a role in that, how maybe some setbacks in your life maybe have kind of taught you a lot of healing and lessons that you can kind of like impart onto others, or can help you sort of just like lead or live sort of like a more emotionally stable life. That could be sort of a theme that comes up for you. We also have the walker, so awareness and reflection. Again, I'm getting like a lot of messages here just about like having that like emotional control, particularly around being sort of like this like master of yourself when it comes to your emotions. And I think that really stems from a lot of like awareness and reflection like internally, which is probably what you're going through right now. We also have the founder, so foundations, community. This is really giving me that like leadership vibe. So I think this is kind of like rounding out nicely based on what I was just talking about. So if you are sort of like being asked or tasked to step up into a role of leadership, or if you just want to sort of like master your own emotions, I think this is a positive sign that that's a good direction to go in. And then I am in control. So I love this. So yeah, all about controlling your emotions this week, you guys. But great messages today. And those are all the ones that I have for you.